we're going to look at the 10th point, which was in the manifesto now, which was the 10th pillar, which of course is us, the consumers, which is not even a word that we should be using. Maybe it's more collector or commissioner or patron. And so this next conversation is going to be discussing that in further detail. We're happy to invite Nicole Ex from See All This. She's the founder and editor-in-chief, and she recently asked Li to work with her to collaborate on the summer issue of the magazine, which was, of course, since it's with Li, all about fashion. So I'll let the two of you have a conversation, and you're going to share some images from this special issue, which people can still order as a back issue now on your website. And it's also available probably in many magazine stores around the world. Li, did you want to say anything about consumers at all?
Yeah, I want to start with welcoming Nicole Ex. Hi, Nicole. We're far away, but completely in the same spirit. When I was asked by Nicole to be a guest editor, and we met several times, we discovered quite rapidly that we are kind of spirits, that our minds are very much parallel. And so that the work was amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me. And maybe before we show images, you should tell us a little bit, why and how you started the publication and what it means to you and, subject matter and so on.
I will. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor and I really enjoyed the whole day. Seal This is a very crazy idea. It's quite hard being in paper at the moment. You say there is a revival of paper, but it's swimming in the Red Sea, as I say most often. But we are doing very well, and that is because we are a quarterly based in Amsterdam. We make 4 editions per year, and 2 are international, and we make them, and that became key for us. We make them with guest curators. We made a one with activist Claude de Jongstra, an artist. We make one with Piet Oudolf, the landscape architect. We made one with Bijoy Jain, the Indian architect. And this year, we made one with you, the summer edition. It was very hard to find you. It took us a while, but finally we got you and we were really excited. And this is a special issue on fashion, exactly 10 years after your anti-fashion manifest. So why are we here today is because, and we are presenting together the issue we made. And what is maybe good to tell is that we do slow journalism. We have worked together for almost a year before we finally printed the magazine. We take time. We are already working on the winter issue as on the summer edition of 2025. So, but now here with you, I like to go through the magazine and let me share the PowerPoint.
What I learned from you is to edit very precisely and to use also the word as a very important vector. So,
yeah,
here we are.
Give me one moment. Yes.
Here we are.
See it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So the title, See All This, where did that come from? It's a great title.
It is from an artwork. It's one of my favorite artists. He's called David Strictly, and he draws drawings. And on one drawing it said, "See all this," and then I thought that might be a very good title for our magazine, because that is what we try to evoke. We try to say to people, what if you look on a different level, in a different way, and what happens? So, and we try in our content, we every issue has another theme. It can be nature, it can be gardens, it can be fashion with you, it can be architecture. So that's what we try to do, to have a broader view.
Than just art, yeah, it's very interesting.
It's living with art. That is the whole idea and purpose of Seal This. So this is
cover.
this is the cover. Wait, let me go back.
The cover needs to be discussed because it was controversial. When I found this image online, I thought this is our image because it's our body, our soul, our garment, our cover, and so. Yeah. But the triangle was, many men find it very, very difficult to cope with. Women found it very easy. So we hesitating, but in the end, it was accepted. And it's a good story because the painting is by Marisol. She used to be a very famous pop art artist in Manhattan, friend of Andy Warhol. She was very secret and very beautiful. So Andy loved her grace and beauty. And
Marisol.
Yeah, her name is Marisol.
Yeah.
And so this is a coat actually, which is painted and then enhanced with some fur. It's a leather coat. And it's into a collection of the Met. So it's a work of art also.
It is a work of art, yeah. And on the right side, you see the theme of the issue, the wardrobe as art collection. And it was, we wanted for a long time, we wanted to make an issue on fashion, but it was together with you, Li, that we finally found the perfect angle. And that is the wardrobe as an art collection. So in a way, can we collect clothes as thoughtful as we collect art? Exactly. And can we become collectors instead of consumers? So that was the ground plan for the issue we made. And what was very nice and meaningful working with you is that you put everything in this issue. It's your knowledge, your network, your writing talents, your editorial skills, your love for fashion, your love for Paris even, and Georgia O'Keeffe. So it became a highly personal document. Yeah. And I was just rereading it this week, and it has a light voice. You know, you write very lightly, but on essential themes. So I would love us to go through some of the pages, and we have a little conversation about them. So in the first feature we start with the art of closing. We start with from the studio to the catwalk, and it is, you made a portfolio about how art, 20th century artists like Basquiat and Warhol changed, influenced today's fashion. So maybe you can talk us through. This is Louise Bourgeois.
It's a beautiful close of Comme des Garçons.
Yes, beautiful.
She is an icon of many, many fashion designers in any case. Basquiat here is sort of remembered in the use of illustration in fashion and clothing and textile.
Yeah, it is Claire Barrow who made these pieces.
She's from London.
Yeah. This is Marlène.
Yes, Marlène is inspiring by her sort of picturing of female beings and female pain and female strength and female opposition. And I think it's reflected in this beautiful photograph.
Yeah, with it's a jacket of theory. And what I was wondering, Lee, that how did you discover this influence, and do you think this influence will become stronger in the future?
It was actually during COVID when there was no information at all, and therefore no incentive in a way, that I went back to a dossier I already had made before. And I saw that it's actually a perfect moment to go to this very deep inspiration, because it's not just for a season or for a moment or for winter or summer. We don't care. It's everybody knows that sometimes you walk into a museum and you're like, struck and goosebumps and stuff. And then you know that this work of art is going to influence your life. And I think it influences the way we live, but also the way we create.
Yeah. Let's continue with the next slide. The hemisphere of a visionary. It's the opening page of an interview with you that we called Back to the Future. And there is this beautiful photo of you that I would love to share, this one. And as you can see in this photo, you already had your gaze set on the future by then. See you looking into your street and the horizon far away. So that is a beautiful image of you. And this is an artwork, a portrait of you by a friend of yours, Catharine van Eetvelde.
Yeah, beautiful work in my blue dress.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. We had this interview together, and you were talking about forecasting, but what I asked you was how can you become a forecaster? And you were talking about to truly see things, you must live on the edge of society.
Yes, you need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
You cannot be hooked on the past, although you need to know the past, but you cannot cling on. You have to listen to the new voices, to the canary in the mine. You have to see very early signs of change. And so this, I think, makes you aware and therefore able to see. Everybody has intuition. Everybody could do my work. The only thing is that you have to in your intuition, And so that is something, I would like to share. It's about super curiosity in a way.
Yeah, I think that is well put. That it's curiosity and indeed a deep feeling, deep intuitive way how you look at the world. So this is about the interview. At the center of the magazine, we feature the wardrobe as an art collection. And we started here with a piece on sartorial abstraction, a piece on the importance of Georgia O'Keeffe. And you wrote something beautiful about her. Let me see if I can find it. You wrote Georgia O'Keeffe's modernist life was a holistic one. She painted flowers as intimate studios in fluidity, created houses with minimal means, chose lovers with obsessive precision, and collected a wardrobe of impressive restraint. So what can we learn from Georgia O'Keeffe, and should she be our role model?
She certainly is. We saw her exhibition in the Brooklyn Museum a few years ago, which was an amazing learning curve, because I think the whole exhibit must have displayed maybe 60 ideas.
Wow.
which then have governed her life. Sometimes the same idea was repeated 10, 15, 20 times, like the wrap dress she loved, or a men's jacket she loves. So it's not that she had only 60 garments, but it was only such a restrained amount of ideas. It is always based on uniform. It's either work uniform or ethnic uniform, like kimono and Chinese jackets, or male uniform. So it was a uniformal type of dress, repeated always, a long time in her whole life. She had a beautiful hats, she had beautiful scarves. And so she made sure that every photo she looks impeccable. She looks super pulled together, but it's always with more or less the same means. And what is so nice in her story is this brooch, which was a golden, it's actually her initials. And they were made by Philip, what is his name? Calder.
Yeah.
And when she became gray, she hated it to be gold, because with the gray, the gold, yeah. And so she was in India and she made a copy. She made a copy of her brooch and was very proud that it was not expensive. So I think she is also being very penny-wise in her life. But it's appealing because she has such a very strong personal set of ideas, and then she looks just great her whole life. So it's learning. I would love to make a collection dedicated to her,
Wow.
But you should edit her clothes.
Good plan. So from this feature, you have selected several of your friends who has the same way of collecting clothes like Georgia O'Keeffe. But they do it in a complete different way.
Each of them. Each of them different.
Each of them. So we go through this. First is, of course, your own collection of coats. Would you like to say something about your
coat addiction? I have a coat addiction. I have a coat addiction. I'm collecting coats because I think that it's the best garment for me, because I have very voyant, very opulent coats, so that when I enter somewhere, I make an appearance, and then I can take off the coat and be simple. So it's a way to sort of to make an entrance and then be anonymous after. It's great. I can tell you it's a good way.
It's a very good way. Yeah. So here is your other friend, a piece of your friend Dominique. She's collecting couture. Can you talk us through?
Yes, Dominique Falleker. She's famous of the store she worked, La Petite Robe Noire in Paris. So many people in fashion have known her and still know her. And she has collected couture, des couture, all her life. She has labored for it, so she could buy it sometimes also in the sales and so, because she knew everybody, and in secondhand. So her main collection is La Croix, but the jacket on the left was actually Dior. Then here we see Philip.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Philip Fimano, who you know, and his attitude to dress is to dress in craft more and more. I see him only buying craft, no industrial stuff anymore, except a work jacket. And he makes his wardrobe according to travel. So he has a safari wardrobe. He has a Japanese wardrobe. He has a student wardrobe. And there's always a little pile of garments which are ready in his cupboard. So he just can put them in the bag and here he goes. It's all edited, in fact, and premeditated.
Yeah, this is what is this collection?
This is Philip still. This is his holiday collection.
Holiday collection, indeed. Yeah. Then we have Roosmarijn, de witte.
Yeah, she has a very fantastic taste. She's very eclectic. She mixes young designers and vintage, and lots of jewelry from her parents, actually. She loves very big-sized clothes, oversized, which she wears with a sort of model awareness. She is a sort of model revisited. And then
you have your friend Steven.
Yeah, he is very peculiar, very beautiful, as you can see, but he has this thing that he never buys clothes, ever. Everybody who does this, you should try. After a while, your friends are starting to give you clothes because they feel sorry for you. So in fact, you get a super wardrobe as soon as you don't buy, because people gift. And he has the gift to receive gifts from many different people. And they are amazing made-to-measure jackets, completely amazing knitwear. So he's elegant in a very peculiar way. So it's radical. It's a radical way of dress is not to buy.
Not to buy.
Yeah.
That is to become a collector, not a consumer. He's the perfect one in that way, in that vision.
All these people are collecting their clothes. They don't go out because they need something, or you know, it's really buying or are collecting very precisely.
Yeah, they all have a very strong vision of what they want with their clothes and what they buy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this should be our future plan for all of us, in a way. So then we have this Global Shopper Address Book. It is done, curated by Philip. Philip, do you want to say something about your address book, your beautiful address book?
Well, I'm not going to take 100% credit for it because most of it is addresses that I discovered traveling with Li. So if it wasn't for meeting her, I would probably not know most of these shops, but they're from all over the planet and they are unique to these cities. So they're places that I think about going before I'm there because I look forward to it. And I think it's really different to the majority of the stores today, which is so homogenous and the same brands everywhere. Whereas I know that there's an amazing, army and hunting store in Belfast. I know there's an indigo shop I need in Tokyo. And I know that there's a shop, I don't know, even in LA that I crave to see. So these are individual people, special people who know how to buy and they have culture, and that's why their stores are so special, also because they take risks. Yeah.
It are not only stores, Philip, it are small brands as well.
Brands and also markets such as Extant, which we spoke about earlier. But yeah, small indie brands or artisans who are selling their pieces. So very much favorites.
Much favorites, yes. Okay, thank you. Li, this is about foreseeing the future. You have foresee a lot of future in the whole magazine. There are several places where you talk about the new age of fluidity, about the influence of AI, but you have one special foreseeing thing, and it's your hometown. It's Paris. What is it with Paris lately?
Paris is in a very good shape, not just because of the Olympics, because that is recent, but Paris is a trend in itself. And I figured out why that is. Because we live in such a chaotic period, people don't know where they are, they don't know how to belong. And Paris decided early on never to change. So Paris is continuously the same. The bistro is the bistro, the glass of wine is the glass of wine. the croissant everybody's craving. And so recently people came back to Paris because it's like going back to your birthplace or something. It's something you know so well. So it's comfortable people to go to Paris. And then the way people in Paris dress, you know, that nonchalant chic is also something everybody at this point is aspiring to.
Yeah.
And I think that you're going to be taking a group to Paris, or have you already done that trip? You're taking a group. So
We will. That's a very good question. We are in Paris in 2 weeks with a group of readers who they will meet Li in Paris, and we take them to several spots that are in the magazine as tips. So yeah, we
Nicole?
go to Paris, and
Nicole.
I'm very glad to see Li there. And some more future telling is that Li, we can't do without you. We already talked about this, and we are very excited that you are keen to be in our hemisphere. So we are working on a magazine on pilgrimage with David White as curator. He's an Irish poet, and it will be our winter issue. For this issue, you write a piece about a friend of yours who went to Mecca this year. So that is the winter issue. And in summer 2025, we are working on our last volume of Pretty Brilliant. It are 3 issues of women artists only. And in 2025, it will be, the theme will be goddesses. And I know already that you will help us with this one too.
I'm super inspired by goddesses.
Sorry?
I'm super inspired by goddesses.
Everyone is, I think. Okay, so
thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
And I'm so happy that the magazine turned out so beautifully, because I know you worked both so hard with the team in the whole spring to get it together. So I'm glad it worked.
And for everybody listening, these magazines are available internationally. I think the address is on yours in the chat box. So please check it out, because it's a very amazing publication.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And so